Hello YouTubers, just sat through 13 episodes of Jessica Jones. Wow, completely blew me away. I know I've got Doctor Who music running in the background, I've just left it on play, so I'm not going to look for the sound, just going to carry on. Wow, Jessica Jones, love it. Very 21st century sort of woman, very street, very in touch with how she is a character. The actress that plays her, she's beautiful, she's marvellous as a character, and Jessica Jones's life is sort of interesting. The characters around her, very good. The storyline, obviously David Tennant as Kilgrave, which I'll get to in a minute. Jessica Jones in the comic, she's a bit of a minor character really, and I mean I sort of came into her during Civil War in the Marvel graphic novel series. Do you know what I mean? And she attacked the Avengers and they put her into a coma. That's all because of Purple Man. He did a lot of despicable things to her, mentally and cruelly and physically, you know. And she ended up, after Civil War, she ended up falling in love with Luke Cage. I'm going to get into him as well. And that's basically the Marvel story that, from the Civil War. It sort of goes on like when you remember the New Avengers, when Purple Man got out of the raft and Luke Cage just laid him out. Brilliant reading. To be honest, not a big fan of the Purple Man. I remember when he first started, he was a bit of an underrated villain in the comics. He originally, I think he was a Daredevil villain, but he couldn't affect Daredevil because Daredevil was so focused, you know, because he's blind and he's focused on his senses, so they want like an effects with him. Anyway, on to the series. Well, she's a PI, she's got no money, obviously lives in her apartment, she lives in like her office sort of apartment, alias investigations. She's a bit of a loner, issues with family, you know, real dark stuff you're touching on. She drinks a lot, I think she has like a lot of lovers, you know, she's a loner. So, you know, and it takes a lot. I don't think she likes interacting with people, that's why she does what she does. She's really traumatised over what Kilgrave did to her. And it's just her life dealing with it, because they all think he was dead. And the beauty of the series, you keep getting little flashbacks into her past. Some great stuff where she's growing up. And you don't get the full hint in the series. You get told how she got a power through this accident and the family dies or something. But as we progress through the series, there's a dummy corporation called IHG. Obviously that's for season 2. We went into anyway, ended up with Kilgrave. He took over this policeman's mind or whatever, Simpson I think he was called, and he ends up being a specialist for some Black Ops group where they are taking enhancing super drugs to give them, make them, you know, more in the battlefield and like super strength. And it was sort of good stuff, and it goes through him. I felt sorry for him because I don't think he could handle being controlled, and he just got his head basically blown off, I think, really, you know, so much the Simpson. I thought it would have been good to have had him as like a recurring character. Or did they take him away? I forgot now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So move on from that. So, you know, we're going along. She's on a PI mission, filming this guy and woman meeting up secretly. It's Luke Cage. He runs the bar. Love that bar. It sort of suits him running a bar now. In the comics, he works out in the cinema. The guy that plays Luke Cage is Luke Cage to me. Superb actor. Love him. Anyway, barroom brawl. You know, this guy stabs a bottle on his neck, just breaks. It all ends up that Jessica Jones were forced into killing Luke Cage's wife, and he took over her mind. I'm going to get into Kilgrave in a minute. And it sort of everything comes together. Carrie-Anne Moss's character, she's awesome. She's a scrupulous, evil lawyer. Is completely out for herself. And what happens to her, what the Purple Man does to her, you just, God, it's evil. When it, you know, because he says to her lover, you know, give her 1,000 cuts, and she's slashing her all the time, and her lover walks in and bangs her on the head and kills her. She's going to prison for it, but surely she defended her, she helped save her girlfriend. And there's a lot of that. There's all this sort of like darkness around this character of Jessica Jones. Some people are really ruthless. Carrie-Anne Moss's character just after what she wants some money because the girlfriend's trying to demand more money out of it. Honestly, it's all real intense stuff. We're going along. So Jessica starts developing a relationship with Luke Cage, sort of on and off. You know, it's very physical, and then she pulls away, and you know, it's all that. But she has an amazing friend who's a radio show host called Trish, and they're like sisters because her mother adopted her, you know, after accident when she lost her family, and they've got this awesome relationship. I love their relationship. It's so cool, you know, because she stands by her, and she remembers Kilgrave, and all this is going on with all these people. Then you meet Trish's mother, and she's just a monster. I mean, what she did to her daughter. I mean, there's a bit where she actually cut her arm with a knife. I mean, it's all pretty. I mean, this is really dark human stuff. Marvel's really gone out here because, like with Daredevil, like you've got the movies, then you've got S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV series, which grounds the entire movie unit into one block. So with Daredevil, you get that other layer. Now with Jessica Jones, they've added this other layer. With S.H.I.E.L.D., like to me, is at the centre and these lights spin up. But this is down at the like everyday life level, but people with a gifted or abilities, and how they've touched onto it, and New York, and they've made it just wonderfully interesting. Like you could just walk into that universe, and you're just so into it because, like, you know, after I watched Jessica Jones, I watched a couple of Marvel movies, and it's all like you're thinking in the Battle of New York event, these people are there, they're behind all, they're living their lives, going on little part of New York where they're there, and it's just great, you know. So we're gonna get on to Kilgrave now. David Tennant is a superb actor. I always found when he did Fright Night, he was the star of that film. But the problem was he was so underused in it, and they focused on Colin Farrell more. David Tennant blew them all out of the water. Do you know what I mean, in that movie? And in this he really shone beautifully as a psychopathic, perverse sort of villain. He had no scruples. He just abused human life like it was just there for his taking. But the irony is, he was obsessed with her because he couldn't control her. Because at some point, she sort of said no to him, and his powers didn't work on her. And what he's doing, and the scenes, how he's just telling people, he's in a restaurant, he tells them all to shut up, and they all do. He tells one guy to go stand against a wall outside, stand there forever. And it's just like how he abuses people. He turns up at this family's house as they're moving in, and he just moves in with that family and just humiliates them. But he's obsessed with her because he can't control her. She's the one person that can say no to him. And you sort of get that why he's obsessed with her, even though he's got all that power and he can do whatever he wants. But he can't control her. And he's a monster. I mean, he's pure evil. But sometimes at certain moments you do see the Doctor, you know, like when he has these like outrageous moments, you think, my God, it's the Doctor's just little bits, you know. And that's when I found it. Sometimes it had to slip off. So I kept saying, you know, again, Tennant's Doctor. But apart from that, he was marvellous. And anyway, there's a lot of running around, and there's this thing going on. There's a great scene where police station where he controls the entire police station with all the guns. And he's very clever as well because he covers everything around him. So if you attack him without him knowing him, there's one scene where they knock him out, and suddenly he's got a security force all Suddick Street guarding him. So I mean, you know, he's got every base covered. He's a very clever sort of guy. And it all ends up where they do get hold of him and they shove him in this hermetically sealed chamber, and he can't use his powers, so Jessica Jones goes in and beats him up because they're trying to get the proof of all these people's lives he's doing. Like this girl, innocent girl, track runner, running along, he develops an affair with her, and he made her shoot her parents, you see it, and then suddenly she ends up that 10 episode blowing her own brains out because she can't cope what she's done, and she goes and she's got a 12-year-old brother, and you feel so, you know, for the little brother. I mean, this programme makes you feel. I mean, there's consequences for the actions in this world, do you know what I mean? It's not like where some superhero says she flies off. There's consequences for everything in this TV series, and that's what makes the writing of this pure genius. And anyway, they managed to get the proof. Then we go into his origins, you know, and then we meet his parents, and what he did to his parents is mind-blowing. I love the old backstory, and they bring his mum and dad in. They had to run away from him because they were terrified. He made his mother put her iron on her face when he was 10-year-old. But yet they were doing things to him. You know, when he was a little kid, sticking needles into his neck. There were scientists doing human experiments on him. You know, so you can sort of understand why he's pissed off. And Jessica Jones, I mean, she sort of takes him out to save this hostage situation, and he sort of gets it for a small amount of time. And I think he just slightly feels something, but she realised after what he'd done to him, and the consequence of what he'd done to her as well, when she said, well, you raped me, you know, and he doesn't say it like that because he can make anybody do what he wants. And it lives with it, makes her who she is, it makes her stronger, you know, all this past and pain and the things he's done to her. And at the end, there's like a big thing where he's going to go off on final episode on a boat and they all turn up. I mean, there's a big fight between her and Luke Cage, and he's controlling Cage, and Cage sort of gets it why she did what he did to his wife. He sort of understood because he controlled him. Great fight scene between them both. And in final episode, it is pretty good, and in a way you sort of support her, because when Kilgrave takes her sister Trisha, and I love Trisha's character, takes her and he's going to go off with her just to punish her because she won't do, you know. And his father's enhanced his powers up to such a level, you know, and he thinks he controls her, but she's setting him up, he can't control her, you know, and she gets that close to him, she gets him, breaks his neck. And then, you know, police turn it on. There's so much like craziness around all these shoot-ups and people doing weird things and all that. And that evil lawyer, well, the dark lawyers, I mean, she's completely malevolent and out for herself. She gets her off and she walks free, but she did break his neck. I mean, this is the superheroine who's very dark and tainted by her past, and it's events that have made her like this. Because when you see a childhood, she comes from a beautiful family. And, you know, and where she, from there to where she is now is interesting. I can't wait for season 2. I really, really can't. And there's some nice little sort of cliffhangers. Love the Daredevil crossover. I'm so hoping for him to appear sort of in the final episode. You know, with the doctor friend of Daredevil. She said, I know others like you. Do you know what I mean? I have a friend who's just going, no, I can't bring him in. But yeah, could he affect Daredevil in the live action? You know, so I don't know. And the IHG government dodgy Black Ops Corporation, where she ended up getting the powers from through some accident in the car. It's going to be interesting where this is going to go. And the Luke Cage character, cannot wait for Luke Cage. Got to team him up with Iron Fist, Heroes for Riot, or they all going to be working for Alias. I've heard we've got Hellcat and others coming into this. It's going to be awesome. Jessica Jones on the Martin scale, 5 out of 5, plus another 5 and another 5 for coolness. That's my review of Jessica Jones. Just me waffling on, going on about how I feel about it. Love to hear from you. Please share and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to try and keep up to date. I've got other stuff. Honestly, juggling work, other things, private life. It's just all a bit crazy. So sorry about this, guys. See you on the next video. Speak soon.